Tuesday might have been opening night, but Wednesday felt much more like the official start of the NBA season with 22 teams in action. With so many games there was a lot to watch, but our NBA writers have picked out the most important storylines, or at least the things that stood out most to them. While it's just one game, this is the first time we've seen most of these teams this season, so there was sure to be some overreaction. Here are some way too early observations from the second night of the NBA season. Injuries putting damper to opening night excitement. Jack Maloney. The excitement about the start of a new NBA season is nothing new. It happens every single year as October rolls around. This season, however, felt different. Sure, everyone expects the Warriors would take home the title again, but the absolutely ridiculous amount of roster turnover, the exciting young rookie class and the exceptional drama of the off-season, all of it was building towards what felt like it would be a uniquely compelling regular season. And then, 2 hours before the season was set to tip, in what now seems like a dreadful case of foreshadowing, Bobby Portis sent his Nikola Mirotic to the hospital with a punch that left his Chicago teammate with facial fractures and a concussion. Then, 5 minutes into the first game of the season, Gordon Hayward landed awkwardly after an aborted lob attempt, and suffered a gruesome lower leg injury that will likely to keep sidelined for the season. In the late game Tuesday night, Draymond Green left hobbled by a knee injury, though it's unclear how long he'll be out. Unfortunately, it didn't end Wednesday. Chris Paul was ruled out with what is being called a bruised knee. Jeremy Lin crumpled to the floor in agony with what appears to be a serious knee injury. And JaMychal Green was knocked out of his game with a badly rolled ankle. Though Hayward's fall is certainly the leading cause, the multitude of serious injuries to start the season has put a serious damper on things. Every time a player goes up for a lob, or lands a little awkwardly, there's a split second of terror and anticipation that it's happened again. Eventually, things will get back to normal and the injuries will heal, but for now, it's not a whole lot of fun to watch basketball. Philly might have another unicorn in Simmons. James Herbert. During Ben Simmons' regular season debut, several CBS Sports writers who contributed to this story compared him to the likes of Boris Diaw, Lamar Odom and even Anthony Mason. The difference between Simmons and those point forwards is that he doesn't move like a forward at all. His insistence on being labeled a point guard makes sense when you watch the way he handles the ball, surveys the floor and drives to the basket. It just looks weird because he's so huge. Simmons is much stronger than he was in his LSU days, and ESPN's Jeff Van Gundy suggested that he is closer to being a 7-footer than his listed height of 6 to 10. A few of his forays to the rim actually reminded me of James Harden, another atypical lefty playmaker. When Simmons gets ahead of steam, he is so crafty and athletic that it is almost impossible to stop him. After recording 18 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals and a block in a 120-115 loss to the Wizards, the 76ers rookie told reporters that he felt like he was playing 2K out there. No one thinks of Simmons as a unicorn, but his attributes do seem like those of a created player. Professional Wizards. Matt Moore. The Sixers are fun. Everyone wanted to watch Ben Simmons drive and dishes, Joel Embiid post-ups and three-pointers, Markelle Fultz passes and terrible free-throw form. The Sixers are super fun. The Wizards are actually good. Washington just hit the Sixers with stretches of superior athleticism and execution, and while Philly had the energy and scrap to hang around, it was evident who the better team was, starting with the best player on the floor, John Wall. Wall shot poorly. The jumper wasn't there like it isn't a lot of nights. And yet he racked up 28 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, and A+19. Wall took a lot of nights off last season defensively, but set a different tone to start this season. He was physical and aggressive defensively. Meanwhile, Bradley Beal poured in another 25 points. Otto Porter cooled off from the field after a hot start but made about 4 really key defensive plays late in the fourth to wrestle control from the Sixers. Marcin Gortat was solid, and Kelly Oubre looked like the kind of fill-in weapon the Wizards badly need off the bench. Read more about Oubre here from James Herbert. All in all, it's great that the Sixers are the hot new team, but with the unfortunate, awful Hayward injury, and the instability in Cleveland, The Wizards needed to hit the ground running with a great opportunity. They took their first step well on Wednesday. Will Antetokounmpo fit on the MVP trophy? Colin Wardhen,